Hello everybody, this is Paul Meeson with Torah Life Ministries, and today I want to talk about a subject that's very close to my heart, is because I really feel strongly that believers should not be taking alcohol for no reasons at all, just to drink and to put them in a certain mood. And I really want to talk about wine and the issue we have with wine today. And the issue is with wine, people say, well, it's in the scriptures, wine is allowed, it's okay. Well, yes, wine is okay, but the reason you're taking the wine is the real issue, and that's where the issue lies. So if you're drinking wine according to the way the scriptures say, that's one thing. If you're going to have a sip at Passover, a sip of wine, or if you're taking a little cup of wine here and there, that's one thing. Recently, somebody who likes wine and beer and other alcohol told me nobody drinks without the desire to get some type of buzz. And that's the reason people drink it. It lets them unwind, not to get drunk, but get to a buzz. And people say, well, the scriptures say we shouldn't get drunk, but we could certainly drink. Well, what is buzz? A little drunk? I believe the motivation for people to drink today is the issue. And if you're not looking to get a buzz or something else, and you just like the taste, well, then drink non-alcoholic alcohol. Or non-alcoholic alcohol. That's an oxymoron. Non-alcoholic beer or wine that has that taste without the alcohol. But no, it's the alcohol. People are looking for something to happen, and I believe that is a big issue. So yes, wine's okay in scripture, but it's not okay to use it as a motivation to give you a motivation to feel good. No, we should feel good from his word. That's what makes us feel good. We need to keep understanding that people today are abusing the alcohol, and it's creating a problem. And another thing, the hypocritical message of people that drink wine but they're against something like marijuana, and I'm going to say, or some other drug, I'm going to say, look, you can't separate the two. Either they're both okay in scripture or they're both not okay in scripture. And if you say alcohol is okay in scripture for altering your mind, well, then you got to say drugs are okay for altering your mind. And I'm not a supporter of marijuana for altering your mind, but in cases of I'll tell you this, marijuana is a better painkiller than morphine. It's a lot less addictive and a lot less harmful on the body. In cases of cancer, marijuana oil can cure the body. So marijuana, there's uses for marijuana, but again, if somebody's taking marijuana just to alter their mind and put them in a certain mood, well, that's a different story. And if you believe that is okay, well, you believe alcohol is okay, then you got to believe that's okay. But if you believe it's not okay to do that, then you can't believe it's okay to drink wine or alcohol just to alter your mind. There has to be another reason behind it. And people will say, well, it doesn't talk about, what about marijuana tea or something like this, which is, that'll alter your mind a lot worse than something else. And it says, so what about in scripture it says strong drink? Well, clearly strong drink is not wine in scripture, because every time it says wine and strong drink. So strong drink has to mean something else. Now, maybe it means another alcoholic beverage, but it could also mean something like a marijuana tea or some other herbal concoction or something that's going to alter our mind. The key is, folks, it's the motivation behind what you're doing. The issue isn't, is wine scriptural or not? And the issue isn't, is marijuana scriptural or not? And the issue isn't, are some other drugs scriptural or not? The issue is it, what's the motivation behind it? Why are you doing it? Are you doing it for a valid reason? Are you doing it because it's an observant of something like Passover and they say to take a sip of wine or something? Or are you doing it because you just want to alter your mind? You want to alter your mood because you're depressed, because you're just not giddy enough, because you just don't like you're not motivated. The motivation behind it is where the heart lies and ultimately where the sin lies. What is your motivation for drinking? And I have a big issue hanging out with people that just drink because they want to alter their mind. And especially those people that want to drink to alter their mind and then say it's not okay to do marijuana or some other drug to alter your mind. In my idea, none of it's okay. That's not the right reason to be drinking or doing anything like that. And now some people will say, well, smoking's a whole nother story. Okay, if you think smoking's not good, some people say it's strange fire and it's incense. Well, I'll give you that. But still, there's a lot of other ways to take in marijuana and other drugs that are going to alter the mind as well. And you need to have a valid reason before you start going doing these things or stop separating these things. And in my book, neither is good. No alcohol or no drugs to alter your mind. You know, the first time wine was mentioned in the scriptures. The first 3 times there was an evil result because people weren't doing it for the right reasons. And you had incest, you had trickery, and you had exposing the nakedness. These are just the enemy's way behind the wine, or the alcohol, the liquor, or the marijuana, or something else. And then some people say, well, marijuana is against the law, so we shouldn't be doing it. Well, so is giving your kid who's under 18 years old, letting him drink alcohol or liquor as well. So, is alcohol or liquor against Scripture? No. Is the reason you're doing it against Scripture? Yes. And our Creator says He wants us to build our temple and not destroy it. And He gives us all things, so He gave us these things. But if we use them in the right way, in the right reason, that's scriptural. But if we abuse it, if we use it in the wrong way, if we make excuses to say, oh, we could drink it as long as we don't get drunk. Well, what's a little buzzed? It's a little drunk. There's no reason for these things. How could you make wise decisions, in certain things? It alters your judgment. And I believe it's what the enemy wants us to do. And people are today fooled to believe that it's okay to do for any reason they want and just to alter their mind and party and all this stuff. Well, I'll tell you this. If you believe that, you got to believe everything about altering the mind. But I think we need to take a stance and start realizing that just because it says it's allowed doesn't mean it's ideal. And just because it says it's allowed means there's reasons for its allowance or why it's going to happen. And I don't know what the range of alcohol was, the percentage back then compared to today. And I know people say Yeshua drank wine. Again, I don't know new wine or old wine, how much alcohol was in either one. But I could tell you they also used grape juice as wine back then, and it was often considered the same thing. And grape juice that's freshly graped juice is a nice drink that doesn't have much alcohol. But old wine that's sitting in a bin for a long time will have a lot of alcohol because it ferments as time goes on. Nothing good can come out of wine. And as it comes to marijuana and other things, if it's against the law, it's against the law. Don't do it. But in many cases, it's not against the law. And even worse, if it's not against the law and a Creator says that it's okay, well, you gotta decide what's more important, man's law or our Creator's law. And I'll leave that decision up to you. So I'm not condoning either one, but I'm just saying if you decide to do it in Scripture, and you could find where Scripture says it's okay, do it for the right reason and not the wrong reason. All right, if you have any comments or questions, post them below the video. Until then, everybody, have a great day and shalom, shalom.
Come out of the world, oh my people, seek the truth, avoid the evil, learn Yahweh's ways, Torah Life Ministries, come out of the world.